Hi everyone, it's Maheshwaru. So today I'm going to explain you the model 3 of design of pre-stressed concrete structures that deals with the flexure strength. So as like that of RCC, here also we will be having flexure strength in the PAC member. So the flexure strength will be calculated for the T section, I section and for the beam sections. Before that we will be knowing type of flexure failures. So mainly in the pre-stressed concrete members they are given three types of the failures of the flexure members. So that is first one is failure of, failure of the member of in the tension, then failure of under reinforced section, failure of over reinforced section. So failure of steel in tension, which this will be occurring due to the fracture of steel in the tension zone. So the sudden failure of a PAC member without any warning is generally due to the failure of steel in the tension zone. Therefore, this occurs when the percentage of steel is very low. Similarly, IS 1343/1980 prescribes a minimum longitudinal reinforcement of 0.15% of the cross-section area. Secondly, failure of under reinforced sections. This will be fail when the area of steel provided is less than the balanced section. So if the percentage of steel is less than the balanced section, large deflection and wide cracks are present or occur, and this type of failure is under reinforced failure. Similarly, over reinforced section fail due to the steel which is will be provided more than that of the balanced section. So in the percentage of steel is more than the balanced section, then the section is said to be over reinforced section. Generally, over reinforced members fail by the sudden crushing of the concrete. So next one, how to calculate the moment of resistance of the pre-stressed concrete beam or the members when the neutral axis lies within the flange. This is the rectangle section and this is the T section. So B is the breadth and X is the neutral axis and D is the effective depth, AS is the area of steel. Similarly for T section, breadth of the flange, depth of the web, then from top to the neutral axis is XU, depth, neutral axis depth, and this is the effective depth from top to the where area of steel or reinforcement is provided. This is available in the page 59 of IS 1343/1980. So moment of resistance them that will be given by FPU into AP into D minus 0.42 XU, where B is the width and D is the effective depth, and AP is the area of pre-stressing cable and XU is the depth of the neutral axis, and FPU is the ultimate tensile stress in the tendon, and FP is the characteristic strength of the cable, and FP is the effective pre-stressing stress after all losses. So this is the formula used for the finding the moment of resistance when neutral axis falls within the flange. So then In the PSC member, they are given the two tables, that is table number 11 and table number 12 of IS 1343 1980. So this is for the calculating the FPU and XU, where FPU is the ultimate tensile stress in the tendon and XU is the depth of the neutral axis. For the pre-tensioned and post-tensioned with effective bond. So table number 11 is used for the finding the FPU and XU for the pre-tensioned and post-tensioned with effective bond. So similarly, table number 12 of IS 1340-1980 used for calculating the FPU and XU for the post-tensioned unbonded tendons. So we have to understand what is meant by effective bond and unbonded. So effective bond, the gap between the cable and the duct is filled with the cement slurry, then it is called as effective bond. That means the concrete and the steel, it will be bonded tightly, then it is called as effective bond, table number 11. Then unbonding, or that is the gap between the cable and the concrete is not proper, or it is left blank, or it is as it is open, then you have to use table number 12. Similarly, this unbonded, or it will be used in the post tension members where compared to the pre-tensioned members, because in pre-tensioned first the cable will be laid and afterwards the concreting will be done. So the bonding between the concrete and the steel is proper. Whereas in post-tension member, first the concrete is laid and afterwards the cable is laid. So bonding between the concrete and the steel is not proper. So that is called as unbonded tendons. So in the next class I will be telling you when the neutral axis flies at the web. Okay, thank you.